Sweden held a national election yesterday, and it looks like an upset. Results have not been finalized, but it looks like the far left Red Greens will finally lose power by as little as one seat in the 349-seat parliament. Now, there could still be some surprises. The media is saying it's too close to call. They need 6, 7, maybe even 8 more days to count the ballots over and over and see if they get different results. Make of that what you will. And second, getting the Red Greens out of power also relies on one party returning to their pre-2018 allies, and there's some question marks there. I'll get to that in a second. The other thing that needs to be mentioned, from Finland to California, the so-called mainstream media is saying that Sweden is on the precipice of being taken over by the right wing or even the far right. And even some conservatives are just repeating this. They saw it in the media. They saw it on NBC National News, so it must be true. Sweden's about to become a right-wing country. How dare you? Well, that is a totally disingenuous falsehood. Sweden did not have any right-wing parties win seats in parliament, much less any far-right parties. Sweden only has centrist parties and left-wing parties. This is one of the most left-wing countries in the entire world. Now, this is a step in the right direction from Sweden. This is a positive outcome, but it's certainly not the right-wing takeover that's being presented in the so-called mainstream media. So let me get straight into this on the whiteboard that everybody loves so much. So 8 parties won seats. And going into the election, they split into 2 groups of 4. The 4 at the bottom and the 4 at the top. So right now, the 4 at the top are believed to be in the lead by 1 or 2 seats. Now, the 3 at the bottom are the Red Greens, who have held power for a long time now. You've got the Green Party, the left, Venstre, which is the rebranded former Swedish Communist Party, and the Social Democrats. Now, the difference between these parties is that Venstre is the anti-establishment left, and the Greens and the Social Democrats are the establishment left. These 4 parties, the moderate, the Christian Democrats, the liberal, and the center parties, used to be something called Blue Alliance. In 2018, the Red Greens got 40.5% of the vote. It looked like a blowout. It looked like they had lost power for sure. And then the Liberal Party and the Center Party stabbed their allies in the back and voted to put the Red Greens back in power as a minority government. So for the past 4 years, a far-left government has ruled Sweden that only represented 40.5% of voters. I've talked about that many times in previous videos. And so the Blue Alliance was broken. Now, up at the top here, you've got the Swedish Democrats, which is a textbook centrist party. But they take the hardest line on immigration. And even then, they've been progressively watering down their line on immigration for at least the past 6 years. There's nothing right-wing, far-right, hard-right, anything like that. It's a textbook centrist party. But the media says that they are radical extremists because they want limitations on immigration. The media also says that the Christian Democrats are radical extremists because they oppose late-term abortion. And the moderate party are radical extremists because they have municipal coalitions with the Swedish Democrats and the Christian Democrats in various parts of Sweden, when, according to the media, they should have stood down, done like the Liberals and center parties in the 2018 national election, and simply voted for the far left to have a minority government in these municipalities. So that's how the media plays it. None of these parties are radical. None of them are far right. None of them are really even right wing or hard right or anything like that. These are textbook centrist parties. The media just lies about it. So right now, the Liberal Party allegedly is going to side with its former allies and is not going to vote to put the Red Greens back in power. However, I have some questions about what's really going to happen. Now, this is a small, dwindling party that lost a bunch of seats. And my guess is that they want to be kingmaker now, and they're going to perpetrate like they're a big party and make big demands. And so it remains to be seen what actually happens. Now, an interesting thing here to note, among the Red Greens, they gained 6 seats. And within their alliance, it switched. The anti-establishment left lost to the establishment left. So they gained 6 seats, but the former Communist Party lost ground. The only other party that gained seats was the Swedish Democrats, which came in second place. They gained 11 seats. They gained more seats than any other party. All the other centrist parties lost seats, all 4 of them. And so in some ways you have a polarization. Now, there was another interesting thing. There's an exit poll, and the top 3 parties here only got 44% in the 22 to 30 age group, but they got 53% in the 18 to 21 age group. So that could be a good sign that the people turning 18 in Sweden right now are not as radically left-wing as people from the past, decade. The results are positive, but it's not the right-wing takeover that the media is portraying. The center-right parties in Italy are vastly more right-wing than any of these centrist parties in Sweden. Now, Italy is shaping up to be a real right-wing victory that I'm very excited about. And I'll have more videos about Italy coming up. All right, thanks for watching this video. Click the like button, post a comment below, tell me what you think about this. And please subscribe to my backup channels on BitChute and Odyssey. And you can support me on subscribestar.com. I'll have links to all these in the description below. And click the subscribe button. New video every few days.